Houston Rockets in round one of the playoffs after a 103-89 Game 7 showdown. Steph took over late, scoring 14 of his 22 points in the fourth quarter. However, it was Buddy Hield that held it down for the Golden State Warriors, putting up 33 points, courtesy of 9 3-pointers. The T-Wolves and Warriors will face off in the playoffs for the first time in a playoff series, with the Wolves favored to win the series at -190 at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. The Warriors won the season series against the T-Wolves 3-1 without Jimmy Butler in all 4 games. Perk, let's go to you on this one. What would be more intriguing, Ant-Man getting his first ring or Steph Curry capturing his 5th?
Oh, it's definitely Anthony Edwards getting his first ring, and it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Think about this. Knocking off LeBron and Luka, now facing Steph. If he gets past this series, he could possibly be looking at SGA, who I believe is going to beat the Denver Nuggets, who's probably going to win the MVP. All of a sudden, you get past an SGA or Jokic to make it to the finals to face a Boston Celtic team who I believe is going to be there, and you knock off the defending champs and Jason Tatum. We could be arguably looking at one of the greatest individual runs, final NBA championship runs in the NBA history. And to get his first ring and bring it back to Minnesota, I know he don't want to be the face of the league, but let him win his first championship, and especially this year, he have no choice but to be the face of the league.
Whitney, let me transition to you with this question. Who's the most important player in the Wolves versus Warriors series?
This could be a number of different people, but the difference-making thing that happened to the Wolves down the stretch was Julius Randle. He got healthy, he settled into his role, and he was awesome down the stretch of the season. And they went 17-4 to get that 6 seed. The reason they've got home court right now is because they outlasted the Warriors to get the 6 seed and bump the Warriors to 7. We couldn't necessarily have seen the bracket fall this way, but Randle helped make that possible with how good he was down the stretch. Then he had a checkered playoff history, his time with the Knicks. He was awesome in this series with the Lakers. He was a totally difference-making player. He carries that forward here. He just gives them margin for error because you know that Ant is going to have to play well. We know that. You know that you're going to have to get good play from the supporting players, guys like Naz Reid, guys like Dante DiVincenzo. Rudy Gobert has got to be effective in his minutes. But Julius Randle is an all-NBA player. And when he can elevate his game to that level, it gives the Wolves a great advantage. They are already going to be bigger than the Warriors in this series. They are already going to be better rested. They're already going to have home court advantage. If they can have 2 of the 3 or 2 of the 4 best players, which is what Randle can do, you really swing this thing into their favor.
Swagger.
I love that from a basketball perspective. Obviously, you think about this Minnesota team, I'm going beyond basketball, the game within the game. And that's why I got Rudy Gobert. Because how much is he going to influence Draymond Green to get out of his mind and make mistakes like technical fouls or flagrant fouls? We already know that both of these guys have a disdain for each other that runs a long history. Also with the basketball part is we saw the Houston Rockets against Golden State on the offensive glass. I want to remind everybody, we just watched Rudy Gobert go for 24 rebounds in a game. I think that's going to be a major factor in those extra possessions that he's able to create. Now, obviously, sometimes the matchups may send him to the bench, but I think when Minnesota wants to force the issue and they want to create more opportunities offensively, Rudy Gobert can be a stalwart down there, either getting putbacks, tipping the ball out, or just getting offensive rebounds. But that other thing is something to watch for as well. How much can he get under Draymond Green's skin to make him think about more than just playing the game? And it becomes that tit-for-tat matchup that we've seen get Draymond in trouble in important series for Golden State historically, while the Golden State Warriors are trying to make a play at a championship.
I can't disagree with anything any of y'all have said, but the name that comes to my mind is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets. I think that when you're Golden State, considering how undersized you are, all right? The questionable efficiency that you're going to get from others. Pajimski played relatively well yesterday, but is that going to continue? Kuminga is just psyched out. Steve Kerr lost all confidence in him, then put him in the game yesterday. He couldn't do anything right, okay? Draymond Green, you can't anticipate or expect him to be hitting three-pointers or whatever. He's going to have his hands full considering how undersized Golden State is and what he's going to have to gumption up in order to ultimately push Golden State forward. Jimmy Buckets has to be that guy, in my opinion, Big Perk. He has to be a guy that's letting them know Steph Curry ain't alone. I'm that dude come playoff time. I know I had the pelvic injury and whatever. I'm a bit better than that now. I played the last few games. Considering how bigger Minnesota is, Jimmy Buckets has to play big in order to help Steph Curry give the Golden State Warriors a chance. Go ahead, Perk.
I agree. I mean, it's so many players we could point out, and I agree with all y'all, and get y'all points, but this series has Draymond Green written all over it. Steve Kerr said that Draymond Green is the greatest defender he's ever seen, right? He's going against a guy who they don't respect in Rudy Gobert, which goes to Swagoo point. Rudy got 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, right? Trophies in his household, in his crib. I don't know if they here or in France, but damn it, he got 4 of them. Draymond has a huge responsibility this series. One, he's going to have to shut that water off of Julius Randle, which Wendy just highlighted how great Julius been playing, especially alongside Anthony Edwards. 2, he's going to have to control the paint far as the glass, highlighting again, the Rockets were feasting on the offensive glass. Rudy just had, I think, 9 offensive rebounds against the Lakers. And then you still have to switch your mindset and show your versatility when Nas Reed come into the game. And on top of that, you got to be able to guard Anthony Edwards on pick and rolls. So if Draymond, like he claimed, is, like Steve Kerr say, the best defender, the greatest defender he's ever seen, then damn it, he got to show up and show out in this series. Otherwise, the Warriors are going to get swept. The Warriors are going to get swept.
Go ahead, Swag.
I got a question for Perk. Perk, something I saw them do. Do you think... Wendy,
what did you say,
stay
Wendy?
out of this.
Wendy, what did you say?
Wendy.
What'd you say, Wendy?
Talk
I
about
said I
speak
thought he
when
was supposed
spoken
to speak when spoken to.
What? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I got a
Swag,
question.
real quick. Ask your question for Perk.
Perk, Kevon Looney in this series, how important is he going to be? Do you think they match that up with Rudy Gobert to move Draymond off that?
I think Steve Kerr have no choice, Swagoo. We saw it last night. Kevon Looney comes in and all of a sudden gives some great minutes. And to Stephen A. point, you can't play Kuminga. Don't even think about playing him. At this point, mentally, he's not there. And to be honest, it's unfair to even put him on the floor because as a coach, you didn't already showed him and basically told him that you don't trust him. Okay, cool. But Kevon Looney in spot minutes definitely could help this Golden State Warriors team. We saw that last night, especially when you battling some bigs like a Rudy Gobert and a Julius Randle.
Wendy,
These
before
are
I go
great
to you,
points, but I was furnished with the rules, and number 1 was speak when spoken to. I'm just saying,
Okay.